Hello everyone, Monkey here, and I'm here today to do a review on 3 special figures. Those figures being, well actually, 1 second, let's get these stands connected. But these 3 figures being Blokees Shining version 2, Beachcomber, Sandstorm, and if we can try not to get his lights activated, Soundwave. These 3 figures I got at my, not my local mall, but on a mall, or at a mall during a trip that we went up to for our local choir. So yeah, we'll be doing a review on these 3 figures here. These 3 have been a few that I've had for about a month now, so I've definitely gotten used to how they work and just how they are. So yeah, before we get into the figures though, we will want to get into their individual accessories. So, going over the most boring of them, Sunstorm. Sunstorm comes with an Energon Cube, as you'll see the rest of these figures do. He comes with 2 open hands, a Decepticon, and 2 of these insignia things go from Autobot to Decepticon, as you can see, and a clear peg just in case if one of them breaks, because we all know clear plastic, it's brittle. Our second figure on the list has a little bit more. Once again, an Energon Cube, as always. 2 open hands, along with their normal balled hands. 2 insignias. A clear ball joint. And the 3 unique accessories to Beachcomber. A Paradise Parakeet in just gray plastic. His blaster. And finally, his hand after he dipped it in the Golden Lagoon. And for the final figure, Soundwave, with the most accessories and also the most unique, Energon Cube, as mentioned. His insignias, if I can grab them. His opened hands. The spare ball joint. His blaster, which is nicely sculpted by the way. And finally, or not finally, one of the 2, Laserbeak, being comprised of 2 pieces, and Ravage, also being comprised of 2 pieces. Both of these 2 are non-articulated, so there will be no risk of losing other parts to them. But it is also very unfortunate that there is no articulation, which really sucks. So with that being said, we'll go into Sunstorm first. Sunstorm comes with this clear base right here, or not clear base, this base that, as you can see, can connect to the rest of the figures, just like so. So yes, Sunstorm here is your average Seeker mold, using the Starscream mold originally, with its very uncanny face. I think that's the one problem with Blokees, their faces, or the more proper, like, humanoid faces, always look so weird. I don't like it. But yeah, there's a ball joint at the head, and he rocks the usual Seeker heads. You can look up that far, down that far, tilt side to side, and a swivel at the head, with it being stopped at these exhaust. Arms can go out that far, down that far. There's a shift at the shoulder because there's a ball joint system in there as well. They can move forward, back, just like that. So yeah, there's a swivel at the forearm, or a bicep, I believe, just past 90. And there's a ball joint at the wrist, so you can get movement out of there. And you can switch out the hands for these ones right here. And they also rock ball joints. The Norways are on ball joints as well, and the shoulder pads are on their own little system. And I've accidentally activated the gimmick of these guys. They light up. They glow. So yeah, There's a 360 rotation at the waist. There's a ball joint in the hips, or the thighs right here. So you can get all sorts of movement. There's just a little past 90 at the knees, a swivel at the knees, a ball joint at the foot that goes back and forth, and backwards and forwards, and a bit of a swivel. With that being said, that's... Wow, my camera is being weird. Okay. But yeah, just give it a little shake. There you go. And you can activate the light up gimmick inside these guys. The gimmick's a little sensitive because it goes off of the earlier system. I'm not sure if the later ones, like, got a button or something. But with these older ones, you just flick it or shake. Oh. Oh! I could turn it off. Okay. For a while, I thought I just had to wait. I like that. Okay. Alrighty. Well, with that being said, scoot the table slightly closer. And now we're going into our next Blokees figure. Beachcomber. Excuse me. Alright. So, Beachcomber here, for comparison, looks pretty similar. Uses a lighter shade of blue, which honestly, I like this lighter shade more. I like this dark shade we have on like the Lacey figure here, but I feel like the lighter shade of blue just works much better. And honestly, I feel like it looks much better too, but that's personal preference. This figure's still great as is. And also just size comparison. As usual, never hurts to do, right? There's these guys are practically all the same when it comes to articulation, so we'll go over that briefly. Rotation at the shoulders, arms go out arms go out that far, shoulders can go down that far, up that far, and there's wiggle at the shoulder because it's a ball joint. Full 360, 360 at the bicep. There's past 90 there at the elbow, swivel at the elbow. Or no, yeah, that would be the elbow because, yeah, okay. Oh yeah, there's his light up feature. Come on. Oh, shit. Okay, it's not going to turn off. Lovely. There's a waist rotation, full 360 as always, and 360 at the legs, up, down, out that far, back that far, past 90 on the knees. Oh yeah, right. How could I be so foolish? The wheels move full 360. Elbows, or shoulders and knee wheels. Or I guess shin wheels. Either way. And the same ball joints at the feet. Now, I know that's what you guys don't really care about, so let's actually get into what you do care about. The detail. The figure's sculpt work here is really nice. And actually, before we get into that, Sunstorm is unique in the sense of, besides his color scheme, he has sculpted in flames on his wrists. Should have mentioned that when I first went over him. But yeah. Now, back to Beachcomber, because that's... Soundwave and Beachcomber are way more detailed than this guy. That's why you see this guy being sold everywhere else, but not these guys. I mean, these guys are still getting sold, but not as often. So yeah, let's get into this. Beachcomber has a pretty well sculpted face, actually. I do enjoy how it looks a lot. Looks nice. It looks pretty different, though, from the original. No, the original had this much flatter head, while this Blokees version has this more angular head. And honestly, I kind of like it. I don't like it more than the G1, but I like it equally to the G1. I feel like having some difference is nice. Iteration. So, yeah. The shoulders are nice. Clearly accurate to the original figure. And just accurate to the overall show model. Bunch of nice sculpting. I love how the chest is this engine-looking piece. just as Legacy is. You know, shares a lot of Legacy's details. You know, additional paint apps here and there though. More sculpt work on the body since, you know, they don't have to worry about this guy transforming. So yeah, with that being said, let's go into his accessories. Beachcomber's wrists can, or not wrist, his hands can be switched out just like this guy's and Soundwave's. And you can switch it out for the Golden Lagoon hand. This hand I honestly love. The paintwork on this is amazing. And if they ever want to do those transmetals for Age of the Primes, for the Beast Wars transmetals, I would suggest using this type of paint here. Because the silver, you know, they used, it's nice and all. But Blokees got this really specific sheen off of it that I'm loving how it looks. And honestly, I think this is the type of shininess they need to use if they ever want to do the transmetals again. But yeah. Paradise Parakeet is next. Being molded entirely out of gray plastic instead of green. The Legacy one has that bonus. Can't compare though because my copy never came with Paradise Parakeet. And I can't say anything because Beachcomber was already such a pain to get. But yeah. Paradise Parakeet looks lovely as always. And just looks nice overall. And finally, Beachcomber's Blaster. He doesn't really use it, so we could just plug that onto the back. Oh yeah, back sculpting. Beachcomber has back sculpting. It looks nice as ever. Same with the head too, actually. Head has some sculpted detail on the back, and because of that, it looks real nice. So yeah. I apologize if this review is not up to usual standards. It's just I don't do great with Transformers that don't transform. You know? It's harder to come up with something when one whole gimmick is just the building process, which I haven't recorded. I've already built these guys. So that already takes away from a lot of the entertainment value that these guys would have had for you guys. So yeah, with that being said, we go into Soundwave now. Soundwave was the first one I got out of the packaging and the first one I built. And this guy, he is wonderful. For my first build, I think I could not have had such a better figure to build. Soundwave is such a nice first one. He's just such a nice one to hold. He's a nice one to just mess around with. He's a great figure. And honestly, that's why I probably just love him so much. He's great. The detail on his back is wonderful. The fact that his shoulder cannon's on a ball joint and not a hinge like Siege is nice. It's got great articulation. It's a ball joint. Then with the light up feature, he looks menacing as ever. And I love him for that because not only is it not absolutely blasting the camera like Beachcombers is, but it also just looks great. Then we also have Soundwave's usual feature, his cassette tapes. His chest can actually open, and you get this really well sculpted and painted cassette tape right here. The paint and sculpt work on this is gorgeous. I love it. A lot of just the sculpt work. I swear to God, if I keep whistling while talking, I'm going to fucking lose my mind. I swear. Sorry, it's been a while. I'm trying to get back in the flow now. I'm in summer, so I'm definitely going to be able to post more videos. But it's hard to get into that flow when I'm dealing with that. But yes, with that out of the way, back to the actual figure. The paintwork, this is not sculpted detail, it's all paint on his crotch for the buttons and stuff, is gorgeous. It's honestly amazing. The sculpt work on the shoulders and wrists, along with some of the more of that printing, is lovely. Same with the print detail on the knees, shins, ankle, like all of that. It is wonderful. Then the sculpting on the side of the ankle and shin is wonderful. I love this. This is more of the G1 toy, I believe. Then the face. Like I said, of Beachcomber, you know, the silver is just more shiny compared to like the usual paint Hasbro uses. And it's crazy because this paint is gorgeous. When I first opened this figure, this mouth plate was the first thing I noticed because of how shiny it was. It's a gorgeous piece. Now we go to the weapons, though. We already know the articulation of these figures. We don't need to go into that. The concussion blaster for Soundwave is wonderful. The sculpting on this thing is great. I love the detail on it. I love the nozzle piece. It is not blast effect compatible, unfortunately, so sorry to say. Comes with an energon cube, as always. Set of open hands. Here's allegiance badges. Autobot, Decepticon. Flip around and you get the other. But now we have laser. Man, I keep shaking the camera. I'm sorry. We have Laserbeak, looking as Laserbeak as ever. And finally, Ravage. The sculpt work on Ravage is lovely. It's beautiful. It's great. No movement anywhere, though. These two figures are completely static, which sucks, considering how much I love these figures. Because they're great, they look great, but they don't pose at all. Which I hate. But besides that, you know, there's not much to complain about. So yeah, let me know what your guys' thoughts are on these figures. Let me know what you guys think of this review. Please be honest, there's a lot I need to work on lately. And yeah, I'll see you all in the next video. Thank you all for your time, and goodbye, my monkeys. Next video will probably be a throwback review of Transformers Power of the Primes Battle Trap, going over Road Trap and Battle Slash. So yeah, until then, see you all in the next video. Goodbye, my buddies, my apes, my orangutans and gorillas, my chimpanzees and bonobos. You know? It's been a while, though. Let's say it's nice to make videos. So yeah, see you next time, and goodbye.